Hi, and welcome back to Purple Collar Life. It has been a work day out here today. You can see today's project, or this video's project, is going to be splitting the 6 big rounds of oak that we cut in the last video with our new MS261 Stihl chainsaw. But before I even started the video, I don't record everything I do. I had some more maple to split. And you can see that in the back of the Ranger. And let me show you one of the pieces here. So this piece of maple was a little bit bigger than I wanted it to be, so I knew it had this knot in it, but I thought, oh, no problem, the split fire has the power. You can see it did slice right through that knot, but not without injury to the splitter. So the knot in that maple bent this part of the 4-way wedge down. So we're going to talk about that in today's video, and we're going to talk about, one of you left a really good comment about the 4-way wedge. Does it really make sense? Because it seems like in some of the previous videos with the new Splitfire 3465, I'm struggling to get the pieces that are underneath that wedge, and you are absolutely right. Sometimes they do get bound underneath that wedge, and I think maybe that's operator error. Maybe the bent wedge is operator error, but as we split today, we're going to talk about it because I think maybe there's a more efficient way or a better way to get the pieces out from under the wedge. I've been watching some other videos and thinking about how people use the splitters that have a 4-way wedge that's stationary while the log pushes through it. And maybe I'm not quite utilizing this the best way. So I'm going to move the Polaris Ranger. We're going to get this wood unloaded so that as we split the oak, we can put it into the bed of the Ranger. But I can't believe I bent that wedge. I emailed Splitfire to see, did I do something wrong? Was there a way to avoid that, and what is the fix? So hopefully by the time I post this video, I will have that answer from Splitfire, and I can include that information in the description down below. So I just finished up with my work day. It is a couple minutes after 5. Sunset today was at 5:04. It's already starting to get pretty dark, but I wanted to give a quick update. The rest of the video you saw, I shot on Saturday. I emailed Splitfire Saturday night. This morning, Monday morning, first thing in the morning, response from Splitfire about that wedge being bent. They said there's a couple reasons it may have happened. Maybe they sharpened it a little bit too much. Maybe there was already a little bit of a bend in it and it kept getting worse. But either way, they're going to take care of it right away. It's a warranty issue. They're going to send me a new 4-way wedge for the Splitfire machine. So, that's just another example of the great kind of company that Splitfire is. They're going to take care of the problem, send out the new wedge to me. And you wouldn't get that from a lot of other companies. And I think just, it's a stand-up situation where a company like Splitfire says, hey, we don't know what caused it. Maybe it was on our end. So we're going to send you the replacement. So here's my setup. I have the Ranger here for the split wood. Splitfire's there. It's actually still attached to the big tool rack. I'm going to take the rounds of oak, the red oak, straight off of the big tool rack to the Splitfire. I'm going to do the first couple rounds with the 4-way wedge. And I'm thinking maybe splitting through it this way might bend that back up if this oak is hard enough. And I'm also going to try to work on the better way to get the wood out from underneath there. I think maybe what I need to do is put the next piece here so that when it's traveling this way, it's automatically coming off of the piece I split before. Maybe that's the better way to do it. But if I find that splitting in this direction with this bent wedge is not working for me, we'll just take this off, put the 2-way wedge back on it. We'll split the rest of this wood with the 2-way wedge until we hear back from Splitfire on what to do about that 4-way wedge, and if I did something wrong that caused it. So here you can see where I am. I've been talking in a normal voice because I'm making the video, and I don't know if you can see or not, but right down there, just behind the house and the garage, we've got 3 deer. Couldn't care less that I'm out here filming today. So I've already decided I'm going to take this wedge off because that first pass through, it opens up on this other side of the wedge, so it doesn't leave much pressure pushing against this backside to potentially bend that back up. Now I could probably put that in the vise and bend it back straight or hit it with a hammer, but I really want to wait to hear back from Splitfire to see what they see and what they recommend to do with this. Maybe it needs to be heated up, I'm not sure. So I'll wait to hear from them, but in the meantime, we'll just switch this out to the two-way wedge and get to work just like we always have with the 2265, but with more tonnage pressure behind us. Switching this out, very easy. Just push this pin through, pull the wedge off. I like to clean out this space underneath. Clean out the very top of it so that the other wedge sits on properly. All set. It's only about 4 o'clock on a Saturday, but it's already getting dark. I gotta hustle. Here's what we have done so far. We still have 2 big rounds to work on. Well, it's still not even 5 o'clock yet, but it's starting to get too dark for the GoPro to record. I'm recording on the GoPro today because it can get nice and close to the splitter without all that vibration. But the downside to the GoPro is it isn't very good once it starts to get to be dusk like this. So I'll keep splitting, but I'm gonna wrap the video up here. And you know what? Maybe that comment was right. I am so used to using the two-way wedge on the 2265 that the two-way wedge here on the 3465, I think I can be pretty efficient at it. I was moving pretty fast. I could stack them on top of each other and get 4 splits after splitting the first one. So yeah, for me personally, since I'm not that experienced with that 4-way wedge yet, I might be just as fast with just the 2-way wedge with the system I'm used to from the other Splitfire splitter. So had a lot of fun here today, and I was thinking as I'm splitting, you know what, I really enjoy this. How much faster do I want to go? How much do I want to rush through it when I enjoy it so much? Thanks for watching. Leave those comments down below what you think happened to that 4-way wedge. I'm almost thinking maybe it didn't happen on that knot. Maybe the knot just made it worse. So maybe in one of my other videos, somebody caught where that bend started in the 4-way wedge, and then maybe I've just made it worse and worse over time as it goes through the logs. So leave those comments down below how you think I bent that, what you think the fix is. In the meantime, 2-way wedge works just fine for me because I can't even keep up with the 2-way wedge, let alone the 4-way wedge. Thanks for watching. Leave those comments down below. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and we really hope to see you again the next time.